What is good, YouTube? Man, it's your boy Super Rich JL, and I am back with another video. As you can see by the title, we got Nvidia. Nvidia and other technology stocks drove major indexes in today's stock market, and I am very excited for the article that I already have pulled up. And we have made progress. As you can see, I'm actually into my Charlie Schwab's, whole account. And actually, I did something different. I have different charts pulled up. The screen looks like a bunch of mess right now. I want to take you guys through a couple of steps that could help you at the end of the video. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the article. I already have it pulled up. And let's go ahead and get into it. I am not here to waste your time. So, just don't worry about different screens and stuff like that. I'm gonna explain it a little later. All right. So today is June 3rd, and this was produced by Tech Gains. Shout out to the Dow Jones Newswire. So basically, gains in Nvidia and other technology stock drove major indexes higher on Tuesday, extending the market's healthy start to June. Stocks have been bolstered by a strong earnings season and a sense among some investors that President Trump trade policies won't tip the economy into a recession, as many feared a few weeks ago. Pressured by markets, Trump has paused some of his most extreme tariffs. There was also little economic data to suggest that uncertainty over trade has damaged the U.S. labor market. Job openings rose to a better than expected 7.4 million in April, according to the Labor Department data released Tuesday. Investors will get a clearer picture of the U.S. labor market with May jobs report due at the end of this week. The tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 0.8%, closing in positive territory for the year for the first time since February. The broad S&P 500 advanced 0.6%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 214 points, or 0.5%. Chip makers, and I mean say chip makers were among the biggest gainers on Tuesday. Nvidia rose 2.8%, increasing its market capitalization to 3.45 trillion, and retaking the crown from Microsoft as the most valuable U.S. company. Wow. Broadcom added 3.3%, closing at a record high. Tech and energy were the best performing sectors of the S&P 500. The dollar gained ground. It feels like those animal spirits have come back, said Ryan Detrick, chef market strategist at Carson Group. The reality is that the economy is still going and could surprise to the upside once we hopefully work our way through some of this trade uncertainty. And other individual stock moves, Dollar General shared jumped 16% after the discount retailer raised its outlook, noting that the tariff-related price increases could put pressure on consumer spending. Shares of Robinhood Markets surged 5.5% after the brokerage platform closed a deal to buy crypto exchange Bitstamp at a time when Bitcoin is trading near record highs. Trade remains a concern for many investors, though progress in the U.S. negotiations with China, Japan, and the European Union is hard to discern. Beijing and Washington have traded accusations about violations of the recent trade truce over the past few days. Things are still kind of dicey with China, said David Miller, chief investment officer at Catalyst Funds. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development said Tuesday that the world economy would slow this year, hamstrung by trade policy uncertainty. The group said the U.S. economy would be among the hardest hit and urged governments to strike trade deals. In fresh evidence of the economic toll of the trade war, a private gauge on Tuesday suggested Chinese factory activity tumbled in May. This feeble U.S. manufacturing data on Monday. Another report showed U.S. factory orders declined 3.7% in April, worse than economics expected. Investors are also awaiting progress on Trump's tax and spending mega bill, which narrowly passed the House last month, but now faces uncertainty in the Senate. Tech billionaire and former White House cost-cutting Caesar Elon Musk blasted the bill on Tuesday as a disgusting abomination, adding his voice to critics who fear it will swell the U.S. government debt. U.S. government bond yields slipped on Tuesday, with the 10 years settling at 4.459%. Overseas, the pan-European stocks Europe 600 edged higher after data showed Eurozone inflation came below 2% in May. Asian stocks were mixed. This was wrote by Alexander Osipovich. And you can, well, I wouldn't suggest emailing him, or you can go to his email if you know how to find this article. I'm not going to put his business out there. But anyways, as you can see, man, it's a lot going on to be excited about, man. If y'all haven't checked out the last video, we talked about the Trump administration, about Harvard, about cutting the funding and how it's affecting people with cancer, people with disease, and also ultimately it's affecting the school system to bring in foreign students from overseas. So the one thing that stood out to me today was the word trillion. When I seen the word trillion, it said chip makers are among the biggest gainer on Tuesday. Nvidia rose 2.8%, increasing its market capitalization to $3.45 trillion and retaking the crown from Microsoft as the most valuable U.S. company. Broadcom added 3.3%, closing at a record high. Tech and energy were the best performing sectors of the S&P 500. The dollar gained ground. That's amazing. So chip makers are the biggest gainers. You know, Nvidia just rose past Microsoft. And Microsoft been running since, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 80s, 90s. If I'm wrong, maybe 70s. I don't know. But I know Bill Gates has built Microsoft for a very long time, and now we see that Nvidia is rising, and it is going to be something to watch for in the near future. And I am very proud to even give you guys this information, because at the end of the day, it is so valuable to see other companies evolving and seeing the rise and seeing who stock shares and stocks are rising. That is very important. I feel like everybody should give, new companies a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just sit and be on Google and be on, Microsoft all day when you got the companies like Nvidia, which that was supposed to be my first video, but honestly, I still have screenshots about Nvidia, and I have to write out the title for that video. But I'm gonna give you guys that video because they got into the automotive industry. I'm talking about Nvidia. So that's exciting, man. I don't know about you guys. But yes, we're on Think or Swim, and I want you guys to see my brokerage accounts. Hopefully I'm not showing anything that is not needed to be shown, but as you can see, we have an account info. I can watch the live news, all 11 channels. Trader TV, that's where you can watch the news. Another source of watching the news. And you got the articles as well, you know what I'm saying? Then we got a watch list. You can create 3 to 4 to 5 different watch lists, and you can keep up with your favorite symbols as far as GC, Gold, Google, Amazon. You can keep up with everything. I haven't went and did anything, but I'm a futures trader, so I want to see if I have GC in my profile right now, which I don't see, and it's okay. I can add it. You can add anything to your watch list, and the watch list gives you, it gives you a lot of information. And this one red means that if I wanted to switch charts, and let's just say I'm going to put ES on one red. I don't think that changed anything, but I don't have ES as anything over here. It looks like it's very complicated, but it's actually not, guys. This is really not complicated. I feel like what I set up is way more important, and it will help you guys, all beginning traders, on Thinkorswim. And eventually I am going to move into TraderView, Simple FX, TradeZilla. I've watched many podcasts, and I've seen so many things that I like from other companies that I want to give it a try. I probably won't get into props, all because I just heard a lot of negatives, more than positives, you know what I'm saying, about them keeping our money that we earn on these sites. And the props is they give you 50,000, but you can't keep that 50,000, but it's a live account, and whatever you make 4,000, you make 8,000, they take a percentage and you keep the rest. I've heard horror stories of one person making 30,000 and he wanted to draft the money out of his account. I don't see, if you see my screen looking all messed up, I don't know. I'm trying to fix my green screen, so bear with me on the green screen. But he tried to pull out the money, and they denied him. They banned him, and they took his money basically. And yeah, I don't want to do props. Top speed is probably my number one that I'll do. I'm just trying to give you guys an update about how much knowledge I know. And real quick, if you want to know anything about Thinkorswim, as you can see, you got the monitor, you got the trade, you got the analyze, scan, market watch, charts. Charts is what we're looking at right now. I can actually go back and see what happened at 9:30. The market opens up at 9:30 every day, Eastern time, and it closes roughly about, I think, 5 o'clock or 4:30. Don't get me wrong, don't get me confused, but as you can see, it's a very, very small screen. I saw a bunch of dojis. A doji candlestick is something like this little cross, and then this will, let me go to 9:30. So the market started out as, it started out as a buy, and then it went into selling. But this doji candlestick right here, this small little cross, whatever you want to call it, this is going to tell you whether it's going to reverse. So I feel like if I keep scrolling, it's going to go up, and then it's going to eventually, it just kept going up. So you see what I'm saying? So you got this doji candlestick, and then you got another doji candlestick. But really what I'm trying to say is you got to watch out for, the ones with the long wicks at the bottom, and then you got the ones with the tall wicks, you know what I'm saying? Of course, if you don't know, red could be closing or opening and closing at the bottom, and then that's bearish. Bearish is going down. Bullish is going up. So the opening will be, if the green is the green, if the green is the bullish, the opening will be at the bottom, the closing will be at the top, and then it's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be the opening at the top and the closing will be at the bottom for the bearish. So with all that being said, guys, I wanted to give you guys a little bit, and then the quick. You can see the live news right here. You can see level 2. You can see dashboard. You can see the face scores, option chain chart, big buttons, active trader, times and scales, and trade. So these little icons to the right will help you understand what's going on. Hopefully I'm able to help you guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm still working on everything. I finally got my Thinkorswim Charles Schwab brokerage account to pull up as a icon, and now you guys will be able to see personal things that I got going on. And I'm a GC guy. GC is gold, and I'm gonna stick with the oil, the gold, the silvers, you know what I'm saying? And one day I'll probably get into the NASDAQs and, you know, S&P 500s and stuff like that. Other than that, man, if I helped you, thank you for watching. Hey, leave a comment. We're opening up the floodgates. We're not playing. I am now locked in on something else that I'm very much passionate about other than reaction videos. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys a little bit later. And if you have any questions about Thinkorswim, let's grow together. I am a beginner. I haven't put $1 on my account. As you can see, it's 0.00000, and we got 3 days left before the market closes on Friday. Other than that, I love you guys. See you guys in a little bit later. Like, comment, share, subscribe.